Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about power spikes. If you watch the LCS, you probably have heard casters mention the term power spikes. Or maybe you watch a streamer and you heard the words, "I've hit a power spike," or "Damn, he just reached his power spike." Anyway, if you want to know what that is and essentially how to understand and master the science of power spikes, then you've come to the right place. So what is a power spike? The LoL King defines it as points in time that make a champion have a peak in their strength when compared to other champions. This is very nice and pretty, but what exactly makes champions hit power spikes? Don't get confused if you were 20 CS ahead and a whole level above your lane opponent and got one-shotted in the blink of an eye when everything seemed to be going your way. At the end of this video, you will know why and how you can abuse this to make your opponents mentally snap. There are 5 types of power spikes: level power spikes, item power spikes, stacking effects power spikes, toolkit power spikes, and game phase power spikes. Number 1 might be the most intuitive. If you reach level 3 first, you know you have one more ability to use against your opponent. But what you might not know is that some champions have level 2 or even level 1 advantages. Caitlyn's high range makes her a very dangerous level 1 champion, or Blitzcrank with his pull provides this lane with a zoning potential capable of sending people back before the 3-minute mark. One of the best examples is Lucian's level 2 power spike. If you unlock Q and E, you get 4 auto attacks in a very short time, making him one of the best level 2 traders in the game. They even made a meme out of this. Champions such as Nidalee or Elise benefit a lot from the levels 3 to 5 because of their 3 skill kits. Finally, the level 6 power spike is quite obvious, allowing you to use your ultimate before your opponent. On the other hand, though, it means nothing to champions with only 3 abilities most of the time. Levels 9 when you max out your first ability, 11 when you get a second point in your ulti, 14 when you max your second ability, 16 when you max out your ulti, and 18 when you're totally maxed out are other common level power spikes. Knowing what champions benefit from what at which level will give you a tremendous advantage. Number 2 refers to item power spikes. Some champions scale well with levels, but others are a lot more reliant on items. Take AD carries as an example. If they get zoned out from farming, they will have a lot of issues because they won't be able to get the items they need to hit their power spikes. Ezreal and Corki are great examples of this because they both might build Trinity Force. Although expensive and time-consuming, once one of these builds it, they benefit from a huge increase in their dueling potential and overall power and impact in the game. In the top lane, if you pick up a Hex Drinker versus an AP laner, you usually hit a power spike. Completing Rabadons for APs or Infinity Edge for ADs generally grants them great power spikes too. Examples of other champions who become a lot stronger with certain items are Vayne with Bork or Irelia with a single Sheen. If you know your opponent has just hit a power spike, you might not want to go for that trade. At the same time, if you are aware that you just hit a power spike of your own, go for it. Number 3 is the effect stacking power spikes. Some champions such as Bard or Annie have passives that stack over time or with some kind of special usage that grants them a temporary power spike. Bard's meeps when he auto-attacks apply a slow, and this slow will only increase. Annie's 4th ability will stun, meaning once she's stacked 3 abilities, be careful for that 4th one. Some items have stacking effects by themselves too, like Magi's, Deadman's Blade or Luden's Echo, providing more damage you might not be counting for. Number 4 is all about the champion toolkit power spikes. In this case, we have to talk about 2 types of champions and distinguish between their power spike kinds. Champions with more abilities early on, like Nidalee or Elise, as we've talked before, have an early edge on most because of their increased toolkit. But other champions like Katarina, Garen or Riven have no mana or energy, which means they can usually outsustain mana depending champions, and it also gives them more bullying potential early on. Unless you specifically know how to counter these champions or know that they've made a tremendous mistake, be careful for their early level power spikes. Finally, number 5 deals with the game phase power spikes. Some champions have really strong early, mid, or late games. Good examples of these are Shaco and Vayne, who are on opposite sides of the spectrum. An invading early game Shaco is scary, but a poor clown after the 35-minute mark if he didn't manage to get fed or end the game before that. At the same time, Don't be too proud of bullying that Vayne's Caitlyn before the 40-minute mark. Now's the time when she can really 1v5 and carry the game alone. Knowing this should really affect your playstyle and how you deal with certain enemies. Sometimes allowing yourself to play from the back foot with certain champions, waiting for that late game, and other times forcing yourself to make the plays early on. As for ways you can train yourself, you have two big options. One is to take a close look at this amazing tool, for which I will leave a link in the description. When you go into a game, check this sheet on your opposing champions, as well as your own. Doing this often will result in you knowing everything by heart. Also, you can take a look at this table I made based off of a Reddit, for which I will also leave the link below. Second, you can watch the pro players play and try to understand when and how they use power spikes to help them win. Finally, let's go through the objectives. 0 to 10. What's a power spike? 20. Know the level 6 power spike. 30. Know the levels 2 to 3 power spikes. 40. Know the item power spike for your main. 50. Know every power spikes for your main. 60. Know game phases of every champion. 70. Know power spikes of your champion pool. 80. Know power spikes of your opponents. 90. Know every item and level power spikes. 100. Know every single power spike. Now this might sound a little bit unrealistic, but believe me, with time, you will get to know these things by heart. So if this video helped you out in any way, I would really appreciate it if you could leave me a like and a subscribe, because it really helps me out. See you guys in the next video. Sakeios out.